Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm back with more Easter decor DIYs. I'll be sharing 4 new projects today that are all rustic farmhouse style, affordable, and really easy to do. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you do, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's projects. For DIY number 1, I'll be making a mini egg wreath, and for this project I used Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, Folk Art chalk paint in Persian Gray and also in the color Java, paintbrushes, 12 large popsicle sticks from Dollar Tree, a 3-inch embroidery hoop, 3 mini decorative eggs, buffalo check ribbon from Hobby Lobby, jute, Spanish moss from Dollar Tree, and my hot glue gun. I started by painting all 12 of my popsicle sticks with my chalk paint in the color Persian Gray. I made sure to paint both sides of the sticks and I only had to do 1 coat of paint. Next, I took apart my embroidery hoop and I'm only going to be using the inner circle for this project. Once I had it out, I then painted it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, and I only did 1 coat of this paint as well. Now I'm assembling all of my popsicle sticks. I'm doing 4 across and 4 down. I'm putting hot glue on the 2 ends of 1 popsicle stick. I'm then placing it onto 2 of the outer popsicle sticks and letting that dry. I'm then flipping that section over that I just glued together, and then I'm going to be gluing 2 more popsicle sticks right in the center of the 2 outer sticks that I just attached, and I'm leaving a space in between all of the sticks. I'm flipping it over once again and then attaching 3 more sticks right onto the front side, leaving a space in between, and this is going to start to give me that woven look. To finish this part of the project, I'm attaching 4 more popsicle sticks along the front side, only this time I'm placing them over top of the first sticks that I attached. Because I wanted this piece to have a more rustic look, I decided to use some Java colored paint and I dry brushed that over top of this entire piece. I then painted 3 of these mini speckled eggs, which I believe are either from Walmart or Hobby Lobby from last year, and I painted them with that plastered color chalk paint, and I only did 1 coat of paint on these. Now I'm attaching my embroidery hoop to my popsicle sticks. I'm placing the hot glue only on the part of the embroidery hoop where it will be sitting on the sticks. I'm then centering the hoop in the middle and then just pressing it down to attach it. Next, I'm putting hot glue on the inner bottom part of my embroidery hoop and then placing Spanish moss over top of that. This is going to be what appears to look like a bird's nest. I'm then putting hot glue on the bottom of all 3 of my painted eggs and then placing them on top of that Spanish moss that I just attached. I'm using a piece of this buffalo check ribbon to make a really simple bow. I'm then cutting the ends of the ribbon in a diagonal shape, and to attach the bow I'm using some hot glue and I'm attaching it right in the top center of my embroidery hoop. Now I'm making a hanger. I'm using 2 strands of jute and I'm tying a knot on the ends of both of those strands of jute. I'm then flipping over my popsicle stick piece and I'm attaching the jute on the 2 end popsicle sticks, and to attach it I just use a little bit of hot glue. Here is my mini egg wreath piece all finished. It was so simple to make and goes perfect with any farmhouse decor. Now for DIY number 2, I'll be making fabric carrots. For these I used cream color fabric from Hobby Lobby, also striped fabric from Hobby Lobby, greenery stems from Hobby Lobby, lilac stems also from Hobby Lobby, polyfill stuffing, scissors, jute, and my hot glue gun. I first started by measuring and cutting out all of my fabric into squares, and I did do a few different sizes because I wanted a few different size carrots. I did 9-inch by 9-inch, 7-inch by 7-inch, and a 5-inch by 5-inch. Once I have all of my fabric cut, I'm then folding my squares in half, and now I'm going to be making my carrot shape, so I'm going to be cutting my folded square in a diagonal. I've opened up my fabric to this triangle shape, and now I'm placing hot glue right on one side of that fabric and then just folding it in half once again to attach the other side of the fabric together to form a seam. Now you could always stitch this together or use fabric glue, but I'm just using my trusty old hot glue gun. Once all of that glue has dried, I'm then flipping this fabric piece inside out, and to help me out a little bit, since there is a point to this, I'm using an end of a paintbrush or one of those little dowel rods, and it really helped me be able to get the point all flipped out. Next, I'm using this polyfill to fill my fabric and form my carrot. You can get polyfill at any local craft store or Walmart, Amazon, but I'm not going to be filling my fabric carrot all the way to the top. I'm going to be leaving a little bit of that fabric open. Next, I'm taking a piece of jute and I'm tying a knot around the very top, leaving about an inch or so of that fabric showing. And I'm not tying that jute completely tight because I'm going to be adding some of these greenery leaves and grass from those stems that I had picked up from Hobby Lobby. After I have all the greenery added to the very top of my carrot, I'm then just tying that jute really tight and then cutting off the long ends. Here are my fabric carrots all finished. They were so affordable and easy to make. I did multiple sizes in these, again the 9x9, 7x7, and 5x5, and for the striped ones I did vertical stripes and also horizontal stripes. Moving into DIY number 3, I'll be making standing decorative eggs. For this project, I used a pack of these wooden eggs from Hobby Lobby, Waverly chalk paint and plaster, folk art chalk paint and Java, paintbrushes, burlap fabric from Hobby Lobby, raffia, jute, scissors, lace ribbon from Dollar Tree, buffalo check ribbon from Hobby Lobby, buttons from Dollar Tree, and my hot glue gun. I started by painting both of these wooden eggs with my chalk paint in the color plaster. I did have to do 2 coats of this paint to get all of that wood color covered up, and then I also painted the very bottom part of the egg as well. To give both of the eggs a rustic farmhouse look, I dry brushed my Java colored chalk paint over top of both eggs and then just dabbed that color over the eggs as well. For the first egg, I'm cutting a piece of burlap fabric about an inch thick, and then cutting that down to size around the center of my egg. After I have my fabric all cut down, I'm then hot gluing both ends of my burlap fabric around the back side of my egg. Next, I'm measuring and cutting down to size this lace ribbon to go around the very center of my egg, just like the burlap fabric. I'm then hot gluing this lace ribbon right over top of the burlap fabric. Then for the piece of jute, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm wrapping it around the center of my egg and then cutting it down to size, and then just hot gluing it right over top of that burlap and lace fabric. For the finishing touches on this egg, I'm hot gluing 3 buttons on the front right over top of the fabric and jute. I'm doing a darker colored button that's a little bit larger in the center, and then I'm doing 2 smaller cream color buttons on the sides of the larger button. For the second egg, I'm attaching some of this buffalo check ribbon to the very bottom of the egg with some hot glue. I'm then wrapping the ribbon around the top of the egg and bringing the other end of that ribbon and just attaching it on the bottom as well. I'm then taking 2 more pieces of this buffalo check ribbon and continuing that same step, leaving a small space in between the ribbon. And for the last step on this egg, I'm using a few strands of raffia, and to attach them, I used some hot glue along the back side of the egg, and then on the front side of the egg, I'm tying a really simple bow and then just cutting off the extra long ends of the raffia. To make sure my bow stays in place, I'm using some hot glue right underneath it. Once again, these eggs were so easy and affordable to make and hardly took me any time at all to create them. And now for DIY number 4, I'll be making an Easter sign. For this project, I used an unfinished sign from Dollar Tree, Waverly chalk paint and plaster, folk art chalk paint in sage and also in the color Persian gray, paintbrushes, jute, scissors, an inkjet printer, a piece of printer paper, tape, and shipping labels. For this project, I started by painting this unfinished wood piece that I picked up from Dollar Tree with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. I did have to do 2 coats of this paint. While that was drying, I took my shipping label and I peeled off the back sticky part of it and discarded it. I'm not going to be using that part for this. And now for that leftover piece that I have, I'm using the shiny side up and I'm placing it in the center of my piece of printer paper and then using some Scotch tape and taping that onto my printer paper. After I have this all taped onto my piece of printer paper, I'm then placing that paper into my inkjet printer. And for this, I'm going to be making my transfer that's going to be going onto my wood, which I've created on my computer, and I'll have it linked down in the description box. After I have that all printed, I'm cutting it down so that it's easier to place and center onto my piece of wood. Next, I'm centering my image onto my wood piece and then using an old gift card to press the ink from the image onto the wood. This is kind of the same as doing the wax transfer method, but instead I'm using the shipping label paper. And then to go over the image a little bit more, I'm using the end of a paintbrush just to press that ink down into the wood even more. And for this, since the paper was kind of curling up, I really had to hold it into place since I didn't tape it into place. So just keep that in mind. You don't want your paper to move at all because it will smudge the ink. Once I have the ink all pressed into the wood, I'm simply just peeling that piece of paper off. And then I wanted to add a little bit of distressing to the wood, which I kind of wish I would have done in the beginning before I did the transfer, but I didn't. So here I'm just adding some of this sage chalk paint and then also some Persian gray chalk paint to this piece, and then just used a really small brush to do around the letters of the words. Here is my Easter sign all finished. I love how rustic and vintage it looks. I really hope that you guys enjoyed all of today's Farmhouse Easter DIYs. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps out my channel. If you're not subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And like always, I would love to hear in the comments down below which DIY from today's video is your favorite. Thank you so much for watching.